Hi, this is Lydia Brown, and this is your week 8 training of the 100-Day Transformational Challenge. Welcome back. Today's training is going to be on email marketing. So, the introduction, we're going to talk a little bit about the welcome email and the thank you page, spam awareness, maintaining your list, 5 email theme types, teaser curiosity copy, teaser copy, and 4 formulas you can use, and the body copy, resources, and homework. And if you're not sure what I mean by themes and teaser and curiosity copy, you'll find out in a few minutes. As far as the welcome email thank you page, I'm going to breeze through that. Um, we're going to get more focus on writing types of emails so that you can engage your audience and keep them on your list and not kill your list. How about that? So, your welcome email is where you're going to start building a relationship and trust. It's part of your autoresponder sequence, the first email that's going to go out, and it's not to be confused with your thank you page. What it does is it thanks your subscriber again and welcomes the person to your list. You can provide a download link to what you promised on your landing page, and you can take them back to the landing page if you want to, so they can download it again, or you could just put a link and say, "Here's the information that was promised to you if you didn't get it in an email." Okay, in case something goes wrong, you gave them what you promised them. And sometimes you notice the landing page will say, "Click here and download now," and nothing downloads, and then the email comes and the link will be there. Well, sometimes that might be on purpose, but sometimes it's just a flaw in the system for the moment. Okay, make sure your link is in a larger font and easy to see. Comment that his or her info is safe and will not be shared. And first, this should be the first email in your follow-up sequence, so you'll have it set usually in like an AWeber is set for at 0. So that means as soon as they subscribe, the email will go out. The welcome email will go right out to them. Okay? You're going to keep the message short and easy to read. Test your links by sending yourself a test email. I have a few accounts I have set up just to check on deliverability. Ask the subscriber to whitelist you so you don't go to the spam folder. Sometimes that works depending on your server. Sometimes it don't. They'll put the so whitelisting is putting your email address into their contact list in their email server. Okay, your welcome message can include links to other places that you could be found at: your Pinterest, your interest, let's see, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, your G Plus, your Skype ID, your email, your phone number, anything you like. Okay, you can just link everything all up so they can follow you around, and people will find you, and people will look for you. Spam and deliverability awareness, okay? Use minimal caps and subject lines. Some people tell you to put all kind of asterisks and dollar signs and pound signs and the hashtags, but there are some email servers that when they see that they don't like it and they think that is spam and business opportunity stuff. So just to keep it safe, I just write like I put the first letter capital and write just like I would any place else. I might have, if I have free, I might have that in all caps, but all the rest is written regular, but not the whole subject line. Put minimal graphics in your email. Don't some people in rural areas and the service is not good, and the more graphics you have, the email doesn't download them fast enough, and people get impatient and they click out. And you want them to see your message. If you're gonna have a picture of you, maybe you don't want to have graphics of every other thing. If you're gonna have a graphic of your product, and then you have a small picture at the bottom of you, make it small. Don't make it like gigantic to fill up the page like two gigantic pictures. So watch your size. Test your opens by checking data when using videos. Some servers don't download videos very well. Or, like some people, I'll tell you exactly, some people, they create the HTML email and they're lazy. Their, their autoresponder gives them the opportunity to generate that text, just plain text email, and they don't do it. So if you're not getting opens and you have videos or other graphic pictures in there, it could be because that server didn't like the links, it doesn't download images, or it blocks images, blocks videos, and you didn't give them a plain text where you could have put a link and said, go check out these videos on blah blah blah. That's why we have different options in autoresponders. Don't send links to every affiliate product. If the affiliate product doesn't match the message that you gave this list of what you will be emailing them about, you're going to lose them, you're going to burn them out, and they don't like it. Okay? AOL has the highest rate of complainers and click and spam. I don't even keep people on my list that have AOL. It may work for you. You could test it out. Um, I have test accounts for Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL, and Gmail, and periodically I will send my email out to these addresses first that I have, and see if they make the inbox or the spam box. And there's different reasons why you want to do this, and we'll go over it later. Maintaining your list. Don't always sell, provide value. Try to teach people something. And if you think you don't have anything to teach, that's not true. Think of something that you learned recently and send a message out teaching someone how to do the same, what it was like for you, how you may have struggled with it, but here's the answer. And don't ask them to buy anything. You could always have, like, on one of my lists, for that niche, I always have something at the bottom that says this week's sponsor, and there's a link, but it's not, that's not the primary message for that email. I send new information pertaining to that niche, teaching them something in that niche. Add a link to a blog post that is applicable to the list audience. Give a little snippet. If you wrote a blog post, 10 ways um, to train your dog, you might want to put two of those tips in the email list and the link to the blog post. Create different lists on your service for the different niches you are working with. Don't mix things up and send everybody to one list. Have your contact info in your signature line. Send your information out on the same day and time. Helps your audience learn to look forward to your email or newsletter. Um, there are people I know for a fact that I look for the email. I know it comes on, say, Friday at 9 in the morning. And when I go check my email on Fridays, I'm looking for this particular email. I love the information. And if I don't see it, I'll get to them on Facebook and say, hey, did you send an email out this morning? I didn't get it. Because one thing I want to know is something going on with my email account, blocking things that shouldn't be in spam or otherwise. And I'd want to double check. That's how important that list is to me. Okay? And attitude, be yourself, be consistent with your voice. You might get emails from people you really admire and you notice they're boisterous or they use curse words, what have you. But that doesn't have to be you. That doesn't mean that's how they're making money. People that like that and don't mind that gravitate to them and like them because they're making money and they want to make money too. But that doesn't mean they stick with them, because if their values are high related to disrespecting people and cursing, they will find somebody else who's making money who speaks um, with the value system that they have in their life, and that all that nonsense is not required to teach people. Okay, so find your voice, because you can't be true and you cannot write or verbally convey a true message if you're trying to be somebody else. That's too much work on the brain. You're trying to come across in your copy and present information to people, and then you're trying to do it in somebody else's voice. You're going to be all messed up. You're going to confuse yourself, and you're going to confuse your subscriber, your audience, whether you're live or in email or on a webinar. Okay, and you will learn with practice to be comfortable with your voice, but learn um, strategies and techniques and deliver them being you. It comes with practice, okay? So, email themes. Email themes are ways to hook your reader. The first few lines are crucial. For example, the subject line and the first sentence in the body of the email. You can use anecdotes, quotes, questions, or draw attention to a problem. You only have a short time to capture and retain your prospect's attention. Just a few lines of copy is crucial and sets the tone to keep the prospect connected with you. You need to speak to the desires of your prospect, and that's how what email themes do. They help you do that. Your subject line, your body content, and your capture page message must all be congruent. It must back up what you promised on your landing page. This is your opportunity to show your prospect you have what they need, building intrigue and getting the prospect to take action. So here's an example. This 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 theme is called "I'm on your side." You let the prospect know immediately that you know what he or she is up against. An example would be statistics say that you can't, but listen to what Dr. Who says you can do. Or you are not a statistic because I had these results, and give examples. Use the trust of that company spokesperson. If it was Doctor Who, they have credibility, and it helps build your credibility because you're connected with someone who knows what they're talking about. Provide a link to testimonials of product users and give a couple of results they will hear about when the prospect goes to that link. Don't just guide them to the link. Pop an example of you're going to hear Sue tell you how she was able to lose weight using this product within X amount of days. Have some kind of result there. Tell them what to expect on the other side. Don't make it real lengthy, but you're building some momentum and you're getting them excited. You know that you might really trigger them and hit a nerve right there. This is your opportunity to show your prospect. You know, I'm with you. I've suffered from the same thing, or I know people. I'm on your side. People that are not believers don't follow that flow. There's another mindset going on, and you need to get connected with it. That's your message, okay? Um, you're identifying with the prospect's need, helping he or she realize that they can do what they desire regardless of what others may be saying. You are telling them, I believe in you and I can help you. And if you can be a person, with credibility, because if you're a doctor or nurse and you're selling health products, you can say, look, I'm on your side. I know, I see this every day, blah, blah. But you must make it clear that you're speaking from experience of using the product. You're not speaking because of your license of being a doctor or nurse, because one, you don't want to jeopardize that, and you don't want people wanting to sue you because you're a doctor or nurse and you should have known better, and they're at home not taking it right and stuff for negative consequences. So that's a personal preference. Some people just Suzy Q, LPN, weight loss product, blah, blah, blah. They have blogs and people love it because it builds trust, but they make it very clear this is not a medical claim. It's my personal experience claim. This is just happens to be my license and I'm proud of it, okay? But we all know that some people are attracted to titles and they'll follow you because of that because it builds trust, okay? All right, the urgency thing. The urgency thing. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Another sip here. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, this is used. You're going to identify the risk the prospect is facing when they're having a problem. Put emphasis that action must be taken now to avoid negative consequences. It works well with financial health and safety related niches. Um, you could point out some research that statistics say that in 2002 the stock market fell by 46% and people lost their homes and finances. Had they been better prepared, the penalties would have been minimal. This is your chance to protect your family and financial future. Getting this report now will make the difference between you joining those who lost everything and being the person who saw the risk, took action to protect yourself and loved ones. Not only will your investment be safe, you will be in a position to increase the percentage of your earnings on your investment. At this point, the prospect may think this is nonsense, but you have provided enough info to cause a person to check just in case and take action because they don't want to lose money. So they might say, I better check this out just in case, but it might sound too good to be true. If this were a financial offer, you may note that yes, the rich have um, uh, a lot of money, but it needs to be protected. You can't take it for granted that everything's going to last forever. It's kind of a scare tactic. Okay. Authority email things. Use authority figure quotes. Authority figures should be known, sorry for the misspell, and respected by the niche you are writing to. Quotes needs to be relevant and interesting. At least the quote should raise a concern that will be answered in the body of the email. Using opposing quotes, an example is Scott Fitzgerald, the rich are different from us, and Ernest Hemingway, he responded by saying, yes, they have more money. Okay? So the benefit of using opposing quotes is you can put emphasis on the quote that fits why your offer or ebook is the best way to go. All right? So you might be saying, okay, Scott Fitzgerald said the rich are different from us. Maybe your offer, you're going to say, well, we're not so different. They have more money, but they have more, just as many problems or more. They're just different types of problems. So just because you're rich, don't think that you won't need this information and you need to get this PDF. Okay? Um, you're not trying to con people. You're putting an emphasis on a quote that maybe a person can jive with and understand. Don't use a quote that's like mystical out there. They have to figure it out to figure out how it fits with your ad. Don't be cute. Um, Scott Fitzgerald, he thought he just wanted to say the rich are different from us and separate the rich, the poor, the rich and the middle class. And Ernest Hemingway, he was saying, yes, they're rich because they have more money, but if you were doing a financial offer, you might say, um, yes, the rich have more money, which equals more worries. And here's why my product will help you. The rich have to overcome things too, just like everybody else. Note your target avatar. It may be a person of wealth already, which could equal their person that's a buyer. Okay? So, quotes work very well, but tie it in, make it fit. Don't just because it's Jim Rohn, it's a quote, use it. No, look, take the time, don't be lazy. Find one that fits with your offer and find one that touches you that you could really respond to yourself because then you could break it down in the email and touch feelings and maybe trigger somebody else. Okay, so opposing quotes work very well, but because you could put emphasis on one is the mindset the person should be with now versus the other quote, but practice using one quote before you get into using opposing quotes. Okay. Okay, the contrarian email thing. This is great if your niche is saturated, has many skeptics, or the avatar is more aware of how things work. So that's where you kind of find the skeptic person. They think they got it all figured out. This is used to dispel a myth, contrary to what others are saying, and you're going to discuss what is working now and what is no longer working. Okay? People want the new thing, and particularly they want to be the first one to get it. Okay? So, you ever notice that beta tester appeals to you? You want to be the first. I want to be the know. I want to be in the know. I want to use this now, and they're accepting people. And then you get in, and they got you testing, and they say something like, "Yeah, you got some of the features, but you could get on the early bird list." It goes on now again to get the pro, and you're spending more money because you want one, the next shiny object, and two, you want to be on in the know on the fast track. You really sometimes end up on the fast track to spend the money. Okay, but the contrarian theme points out that the other stuff that doesn't work and positions you as the one with the updated product info. Okay, you have the breakthrough product that has all the benefits the prospect needs. You probably see this all the time. There are blogs and videos that say SEO doesn't work. Get this tool for creating the best videos ever and get them ranked on YouTube. However, you could go somewhere where else, and another ad is saying you will see copy that says without SEO, you won't rank anywhere, regardless if you're doing videos, blogging, etc. Okay, so you decide, but that's what they're telling you. Use this versus that, and I'll show you how. When you use this thing, try to think of what the prospect's questions may be and answer a few in your copy. Remember, you are asking people to stop believing something and cross over to a new way of thinking. Okay? They've already been conditioned to think one way, so you want to be good. You have to really identify the benefits to them, and you've got to prove that their mindset has been just outdated or wrong, period. And you have the answer. So you've got to be clear. You've got to give some pertinent information. That is also why it's good to know your avatar and your product. So you can do that. So the direct mail thing. The direct mail theme is you need to know your prospect and your avatar well. And if you did the assignments related to researching your avatar, if you haven't, just before you even get into the email stuff, go do it because of who you're writing to. If you don't know who you're writing to, you're writing to everybody, and everybody doesn't want what you have, and everybody doesn't want you. Okay? So if you're struggling to get that started with your first emails, just start with the direct mail thing. It is direct, leaves nothing to the imagination. It's a direct message, no fluff. It's factual. It's about the product, the service, and a call to action. It's straight to the point. Here's what I have. Here's what you get. It's awesome. I know you need it. I know you want it. Keep reading. Click here, and that's where you're going to be sharing all the benefits to the prospect. Okay, so if you struggle with everything else, at least be direct, but you have to be speaking to the right person, because when you tell them the benefits, make sure that avatar would want this stuff in the first place. So you got to be right into that niche, and this is what they want. If you brought this person in to this particular list and it's about survivalism, why are you telling them this is what I have, you're going to love it, here's some anti-aging cream? Duh, you know. So you can do this right, but make sure you're writing to the right person, that you've got that list there that you're going to focus on remembering why you brought them in. Okay. So here's teaser curiosity copy. Curiosity is a very strong human emotion. Here's an example of a headline: How doctors stay well while treating sick people. So that could be a headline for an ad, and you could twist it a little and make it the subject line. Have you ever wondered how doctors stay while treating sick people? Well, somebody might read that and say, I want to know that because I can't even go to work and come home without catching every cold. Um, How do doctors get to be around sick people all the time and they're not sick? This could be a subject line or a link in the body of an email and send them to a PDF or a sales page that has a lot of information telling them what the doctors use, blah, blah, blah. The goal is to stimulate curiosity and intrigue the person, forcing the prospect to open the email, continue to read, and click the call to action. You want to build desire, creating the urgency to know more. You need to know your prospect and your product or service, okay? And when you know your product or service, you know what it does, you know how it works, so you can better explain that to your prospect. And of course, we want you to have identified and done the research on who that prospect is slash avatar. Okay, so you're going to have teaser copy in the email related to the message on the site you send him or her to. So if you talked about the benefits a little bit and teased about how great things are, or you said you're going to find out how this works, how this particular apple, will make the pimples go away from your face. Click here. Well, you better tell them on the other side. Don't start on the other side talking about oranges. Keep your promise. Okay? So you tease them and you got them excited. They want to know more. You got to answer the question on the other side. You can't switch gear or you're going to lose them. Immediate, lack of trust, all gone. Okay? Um, just think of an email you opened or click the link inside because the copy triggered you to want more. If you're into wellness, have children, or just come across the email naturally, you just might say to yourself, yeah, how do doctors do that if you saw this headline? Prospect wants to read more, and you'll be able to get them to take action. Simple as that. If you have not researched data about your avatar, I'm telling you, you need to, for you to do any of this, for you to do anything you've learned along this process, this journey we've been on, and that's why you always keep hearing us mention it. If you're not familiar with your product, if you're not um, familiar with your back office and your membership site, you can't do videos and show people about it. You can't, you'll get confused. You can't talk to it. You can't speak to it. You don't know the names of the tabs. You don't know how one thing meets up with the other. And if you leave them confused, they might not, don't think they're just going to come ask you a question about it. Okay? Use words like, here is your private link on this web, or when you get this PDF, you will learn 5 ways, blah, 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 that you can use to blah, 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 your skin, your business in 90 days. Those are like, that's teaser copy. I can't wait to share how this has worked for me, etc. Teaser copy gets the prospect excited. Have you ever gotten hyped up about an email to attend a web, and you know you can't attend, and you're a little frustrated because you don't want to miss it, but you register hoping if they have a replay you'll get it, you'll get to see it later, versus thinking I can't go, let me delete this. Well, I've done that. um, you could use your teaser copy to create headlines for ads, tweets, and other similar campaigns, and subject lines, bullet points for other content. So, because once you write out something like learn how, see what the doctor's doing, blah, 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 you can always tweak it to make it a short headline or make it a few sentences in the body type of a sales page or in an email. Teaser copy how to formula. Okay? People like how to information. It's great for subjects and headlines. An example, how to add 25% more accuracy to bowling a strike in 4 weeks using a 15-minute strategy used by one of the greatest bowlers of all time. Okay? This works well, particularly if tied to something the prospect really wants now. Again, know your prospect. What's the goal of the bowler? Every bowler wants to make a strike and get the highest score. They don't want to know knit one, pearl two. They want to know, in this instance, how to improve their bowling score. That is why they joined your list and search bowling on Google. So here's teaser copy, secret to formula. Use when you have info that is truly a secret, a legitimate secret. The secret is about how your prospect will get access to the promised benefits. Don't overuse this formula for a single product or service. Example, the secret to knowing the best time to trade your high risk stocks works 95% of the time. Here's another example. The secret to have that young girl facial glow revealed. This is, oh, excuse me. This is the all natural product you need to get and maintain that youthful look. If you make everything a secret, your prospects become skeptical, and then everything else you say becomes minimized in relation to being important and enticing. You could use this example in the body or shorten and use as a subject or headline, and it works out really nice. In these examples, think of the prospect. What are his or her fears? No one wants to lose money, and women want to remain younger looking. So if you know your prospect, you're going to think about what will make them feel better, what will make them feel bad, and you can address in your copy a banner or email headline of fear or something somebody desires. It doesn't always have to be about the fear. You can touch on what they desire. Okay? Another teaser copy example, negative formula. This formula alerts the prospect of a possible mistake, making it powerful to use. Think fear, think emotion. This formula builds intrigue and curiosity. The prospect does not know the answer yet, so they have a tendency to go ahead and want to click. You can use this in ads, this formula. You can use it for subjects or headlines. It promises information that will protect the prospect from making that mistake. Here's examples. What never to eat on the bus. What you shouldn't wear to a formal event. What never to say in traffic court. The single worst thing you can do on a first date. The number one worst anniversary gift to give your wife. So these are examples of using a negative formula, and then you're going to give promise and help this person not make these errors in your content. Here's teaser copy. We call the 5W formula, using the five basic W's of journalism: who, what, where, when, and why. We learned that in school. This should be directly beneficial to the prospect, something the prospect is curious about. If not, the prospect will click away. Okay, so here's an example of using the 5W formula. You start off with who to call if your car gets stolen. Hint, it's not the police. The first thing a person's going to think of is the police, and you're going to say, no, it's not the police. There's somebody else you should be calling. And that's going to be in your PDF report or at your blog post link or your sales copy link. What to say exactly if your girlfriend tells you she doesn't love you. Where single women who like nerds hang out. Put your link. When eating sushi can best help you lose weight. Put your link to your product, link your sales page, whatever. Why eating before taking medication is safe. And you can send them somewhere where it's not uh, the obvious stuff. Tell them it's going to be something new, because some people say, so your stomach doesn't get upset. It might be something. just totally new information they haven't heard of, and you're going to convince them to go to the link and figure out what it is. You can say, after saying why eating before taking medication is safe, um, you, in parentheses, you might say, you may think it's to keep your stomach from being upset, but there's more to this. Okay, think out, just come out the box. Let's not think outside the box. Let's just get the heck out the box. All right. All right. So some key points about body copy. Okay, the goal is to capture attention and keep the prospect reading to the end. You've done your research and you got your subject line, and now the end. Now you want them to read all the way to the end. So first, you're going to make a list of your product, service, the key points before writing the copy. Do this on paper or type if you like typing. The content must be clear and congruent. Know your audience and the action you want he or she to take. Okay, write this on paper. What is the action? I want them to click and I want them to go to such and such sales page, or the opt-in page, or to the cart. Um, what is the message that I'm going to have here, and what are the key points? Outline it, write it. Don't think in your head. Look at some sales copy for your business or the affiliate product, and pull from there. You don't have to be making stuff up as you go along. Okay. We do this to build momentum in the body of the email. So that's why you want to have this all written out, and you don't want to be lazy about it. Your first few emails may take a couple of hours, but if you practice, and read out loud and read to others and ask for feedback, you'll get better and better. Um, there's so much more to emailing to learn. This is a good start. Okay, so the body copy workup example. Here's an offer: anti-aging product. Target audience. This is what you need to be writing out. She's 35 plus, female, employed, makes 60K, college, professional, lives in California, New York, or a big city. What's the geographics? Okay, I put California or New York big cities because I'm looking for people where they have a lot of vanity going on there. You got to really look. Everybody's striving to look young. If they're not going to the plastic surgeon, they're buying all the bottles of this and that says make me younger, make me look desirable, make help me look cute. Okay, so the design action, you want the reader to follow a link, to click it to a sales page. So list out the key points in order of benefits to the prospect. After you list all the points, try to put them in the order you think that's most important, because that you want to get them, you want to keep them right there reading. So it's like a ooh 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 effect. All right, so don't put the least important first, even though there's a lot of good benefits. Some people are really, not, they don't know all the benefits they could get for something. Their agenda is there. I just want to look younger and more and have smoother skin and less wrinkles, blah blah blah. But your product might offer a couple of other things, but if that's not what they're identifying with right then, they're going to click out of your email and you lose the sale. Okay, so this is a workout example. Okay, key points for the email example: product has 10 ingredients that is proven to support a healthier and younger look, reduces wrinkles. This is a lifetime opportunity to purchase at this lower anniversary sale price. I put the anniversary sale price because this person I was targeting has money, and they don't care what they spend. They want to know that it makes them look younger and healthier. So in this case, I wasn't reaching out to the bargain hunter. My avatar is not the bargain hunter, so I put that last. Okay, but I wanted to put healthier, looking younger, and reduces wrinkles up front. And you can have much more than this. Just I did this as an example. Um, Here's part of an email I threw together. So based on this information and this information, I wrote this. Dear Sue, this could be the last opportunity to get our anti-aging cream at this price. Why? Because we use the 10 best performing wrinkle-free natural ingredients found to support a healthier and younger look for women. We are proud to say that celebrities and women around the world use our product, and to honor our customers, we are offering our product at this lower price for a limited time. There's a worldwide shortage of legitimate anti-aging products on the market today, and we don't want you to be scammed into buying a product that may not give you your desired results but may harm your skin. Statistics have shown that younger looking, excuse the typo, women are given positions that are in the public eye. Don't let this be a barrier to your employment and advancement. Click here to find out more about our anti-aging cream and how it can help maintain that youthful look, leaving others wondering. So I mixed in the price with the ingredients and put in the target word that I like, wrinkle, because they want to be wrinkle free. And I mentioned that celebrities are using it, and because I'm talking to a professional, and she's earning from my research 60K. A professional might be in conferences all the time and stuff like that. So I talked about how, some companies are using that younger looking woman to be upfront, and the upfront person is usually making more money. So I was trying to reach out to those things that are going on. I just threw this together. I probably would have put the top line. This could be the last opportunity. I probably could have put that last, but and put, let's see, we are proud to say that celebrities could have put that first. So there's different ways to work it out, and that's why I say it takes you a while. You write it up, read it to people, read it to yourself, read it out loud. Okay. So we're going to talk about some resources, but I also want to tell you that it's important that you pay attention to the data your autoresponder. Some people don't look and check their open rates and their click rate. Some people don't check the bounces and delete them out of their accounts. They let their accounts build and let the amount increase, and they start saying, "Oh, I can't afford it." But you have all those people not opening your emails, and you're not deleting them from your subscriber list. You're not paying attention to what type of headlines did get the opens, and what type of offers to your list are getting the clicks. And are you sending them more of the same type of information, since they've already proven to you that they like headlines like that and they like clicking that type of offer? Okay, so if you're starting out, you could go to MailChimp and practice. You can use up to 2,000 subscribers for free. Get Response has a free 30-day trial. I don't have a Get Response anymore, but they have something neat in there where you can set up an email to go out. And if a person, you can set it that if the person clicks the link, you have already set up, they call it newsletter, but it's really just an email. You set up another newsletter that will automatically go to them, showing them another offer of that same type in that same niche, because they opened and or clicked that first email. So that's getting you, like, you can put in rotation different offers to them or different reminders, and you could set up about 3 or 4 different triggers so that you can present the same type of offer for that niche, but maybe it's a different offer. They might be, so you're testing what landing page they might like this one better, or they're seeing the message again and saying, "Dang, I better get this." Okay, Aweber has a dollar 30-day trial. This is the link. This is an affiliate link for Aweber for myself and Aurora. Yes, if you do sign up for Aweber, please use our link. I contact, you can use free up to 500 subscribers, and be mindful to watch the training videos your service providers provide. Wasn't that redundant? Okay, resources continue. There's a subject line tester, there's a headline analyzer, there's a free email spam test, and copywriting made easy is another affiliate link for helping you learn how to write your copy and speak to your avatar. This is an affiliate link for myself and Aurora. And check for deliverability issues. So I'm going to show you those things right now. Okay, here is a link, and It's the email subject line tester, and it's free. So if you could type something in like this. Okay, so let me see. By hour. Let me see. Hot home business opportunity. And then click test. My computer's running a little slow. We've got some little bad weather over here. It's going to take a minute. Okay, so here's what it does. After it goes through, it says words found, opportunity. Your goal is to have greens and not reds. It says it's an average word. Watch your words, define them. Home business phrase. It's telling me to consider something different. Watch your words, define them. Um, I don't have any vulgar words, but it's evident that it knows that home. And I wrote this on purpose. Home business opportunity. No one really likes this stuff. So you just try to keep writing until you get all greens. So it'll tell you the number count, if it's repetitious, are you using special characters. Let's see. Let's put this in here. I want to see now. People try to get your attention. See, I put in special character and the red flag that, like I was telling you before, you don't want to put characters in there to get everybody's attention. You don't. Okay, so that's one link, and that's free. Here is the Advanced Marketing Institute, and all these links, they're in the video. You'll see it, but they'll also be on the homework page. Okay. All right. So emotional marketing value headline analyzer. Enter your headline. Okay. Check a category. Let's see. Health and medicine. Submit for analysis. Let's see. Okay. So check out this amazing health food product. My headline score is 28.57%. This score indicates that your headline has an emotional marketing value EMV of 28 point. It's almost 29%. To put that in perspective, the English language contains approximately 20% EMV words. And for comparison, most professional copywriter headlines will have 30% to 40% EMV words in their headlines, while the most gifted copywriters will have 50% to 75% EMV words in their headlines. Okay, so it says also that my headline is empathetic, has empathy, and is spiritual. And you want to determine, maybe you don't want to have a spiritual tone, but maybe you do, because it sounds like you're a good person. So these are the different tones: intellectual, empathetic, and spiritual. Words which resonate and have an impact and bring out profound and strong positive emotional reactions. If we're being trained in our copy that we need to reach people and we need to trigger them, you would want to be empathetic, right? Okay. If you're writing about hypnosis and different things like that, you might want to sound spiritual. So at first you might say, "No, this is professional. I don't want to sound empathetic and spiritual." But no, no, no. It's about developing your copywriting skills, and you want to reach out to the people and touch them so they'll be motivated to click on your links and reach out to you. Okay, so don't forget when you try this one, try to find your industry and try different copies until you get, just keep changing it around and copy and paste it on a notepad so you don't keep using the same one over. If you test one, put it on the notepad and then do a twist on it and see what the next result will be. Let's see. Amazing health food product product amazing. No, let's try this. Discover the best health food fruits for your health. It went lower. Wanted to go higher. Your headline carries words that have a predominantly spiritual appeal, but I want my number to go higher. I want to be where the copywriters are. So you just keep trying. If it goes down, don't get discouraged. You keep writing until it goes up. Okay? So we tried that one, and we did this one. Here's the email spam test. Let's see. What is the subject title of your email? Type in the exact subject title that you'll be using when you are sending out the actual email. Okay. Have you heard about? Okay. 5 ways to market on Facebook. Okay, 5 ways to market on Facebook. There are 5 ways to be successful marketing on Facebook. In this video, I will show you the 5 strategies that worked for me and how you can learn 13 more strategies that will increase your income. Click, click here. So let's see what happens, okay? Alright, so I didn't use HTML, so I put it right there. Check for spam. Okay, while we're waiting for that to go through, I'm going to show you this on this site here. If you think you're having trouble with your emails delivering, sometimes it's because you've burnt out your your link. It's been marked for spam. You may have been annoying people. Your IP address for uh, your company's link could be bad because a lot of people are using spam and has it got a bad reputation. You would have to contact your company for them to work that out and fix it. But this sometimes happens when you're using links in your email that everybody in the company um, are doing the same ad using the same emails. There was a webinar and they gave you a sample email. They told everybody to repurpose thousands, use the same exact email, same headline, didn't change anything. And the services picked up. They picked that up. Gmail, for one, definitely picks that kind of stuff up, and they don't like it, and they won't deliver. They won't let you through. They block you because they know it's spam of 10,000 people using the same headline and the same body. But if you want to check even your own site, like you say you're using a lot of pretty links, in your on your blog, so it would have your address, your domain slash whatever you named the pick, and you're saying, "Dang, I'm getting a lot of bouncers all of a sudden," and you want to figure out why. Well, one thing you can do is check and see if your domain is burnt, it's flagged. So you check the blacklist. So I typed in my blog's domain address, and why isn't it going through? Or maybe because I checked it earlier to see if it was working. Let me try another one. Slash. Hold on a minute. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe they're working on a site because it was working earlier. But what would happen? What would happen is there would be a grid down here. If you see a lot of reds, you're blacklisted. If you see greens and yellows, you're fine. But they'll tell you why you're blacklisted. It'll say you're new. There's no information about you, so your domain's less than 30 days. Um, that happens. But there's another blacklist you could get on too. If you buy a domain and you don't use it for a long time, it becomes blacklisted, and then you let them know that you're using it. It'll tell you on this page what to do for each type of blacklist. But mine was fine. I checked it earlier, but they might be working on the site because as soon as you click send, it shows everything. Um, Test by sending emails. And I just test my link because I test my emails other ways. But try this link later, put your own domain in and see if you aren't blacklisted or anything. If you do a lot of spam and stuff, your own link can be blacklisted. And what happens is you're on your server sending out information, and you're thinking it's going somewhere and your server's not letting it go anywhere, or on the other end the server's not accepting you, and you start getting all these bounces, and that's what you don't want. Okay. Okay. The content of this email has a score of zero point 0.8 based on a spam threshold of 5. This means an email with a score above 5 will very likely be blocked. So I'm zero point 0.8. I'm not 5. So it says I'm safe. Okay. Subject title: No potential spam related issue found in your email subject. The content: no spam, no spam, with links or anything. So this is a good test. So I want to thank you all for attending. If you have questions, post in the group. The homework will be up soon, and we will see you next Monday. Take care.